Welcome to today's video, guys. Yes, as you guys saw, we crashed the Z, but that's part of the game. So don't ever get upset about material things. At the beginning you do get upset a little bit, but then you think about it and then you just let go, because they're material things. Anything material, man-made, can be replaced. So with that being said, today we're taking apart the car to see what we need, what we bent, and all that stuff. So stay tuned and hopefully you'll get something out of this video. Let's get it. All right, guys, so first of all, we're gonna take the wheels off. I'm gonna take the wheels off. I'm gonna scrap this one and that one that I already took off the other day to roll it in there. So that being said, let's get the wheels off. There you go, guys. The wheel came off, and that's one way to take off the tire off the rim, huh? That is crazy. Sheesh. Can anybody fix this thing? Insane. I might make something out of that. And this too. Just a reminder, you know, I have parts from my other crashes, so hang them up on the shop somewhere, just to remember. All right, so assessment, bent. That control arm is definitely bent. Take everything apart, show you guys on the floor, so you guys can see everything. But yeah, this whole thing broke off, really, really bad. And right here, it's all bent. Hopefully we can salvage some of these parts and just get rid of some. But yeah, that whole entire thing came off. Sheesh. So now we're just gonna take everything apart and start ordering things. All this stuff has to come off. Insane. Let's get it. All right, guys, so we got all the suspension apart. The upper control arm on this side doesn't look like it has any type of damage. The lower control arm is definitely bent. You can see right there, there's a kink, pretty bent. This piece didn't break. This piece still good. The outer tie rod end. The strut got a little bent there. Gonna bend it back. Gotta save as much as we can. Stuff still works. This outer this tie rod ends, they're good. They just need, you know, they're tight, they're straight, no issues there. And when we come on this side, yes, this cracked. Sheesh. And also you can see the bent on the controller on there. And also the top control arm here got bent a little bit, if you can tell. That little piece is bent, so gotta order those parts. And I'm gonna try to fix these too. They only bend there, so I'm gonna, if I can get it straight. If not, I have an extra coil, an extra set of coil packs or coilovers. So next we're gonna be removing the front end. So let's get it. All right, guys, so everything was removed. This thing was hit pretty good. I don't know if this shifted back a little bit. It looks like it did. I don't know. We'll find out once we get the new radiator support. But yeah, look at all these parts. Radiator fans, power steering, cooling, radiator, cooler, all this stuff. Fender, piping. Try to bend this back. Piping. I think I got new piping somewhere. And then this bent too with the blow-off valve. So it's wild how this thing ripped up. Oh, and then the cooler's in the back. I gotta open the back. Yeah, needs some battery. But I was gonna try to start it. I put the belt on, try to start it, but I noticed this hose is leaking. I just took off the cooler, tried to put that hose, but no, it is messed up. So I'm gonna have to fix that and then start it up. Let's get it. All right, guys, so I fixed that hose. No more rip on it. I just cut it, and then I just took off the fitting and then slid it in the new piece, or the old piece that was on there. So let's hope this thing starts and doesn't leak. It's not going to. I know it's not. But next, yeah, like I said, we're gonna put the battery in and then start it up. Let's get it. All right, so battery's in. Let's open up the trunk and see what's up back here. Oh man, more parts. More parts. All right. Looking good. Oh yeah. We're alive, baby. Nothing happened to the engine. Woo. Let's get it. All right, guys, so I fixed the tubing. Came out good. Sheesh. Just got a little dent right there, but we're all good. It'll seal. This one's also straightened. I straightened it as much as I could. It's got a little dent there. Not caring about it because it'll still boost. You know what I'm saying? Just to have some fun. And this is because I'm broke right now, so I have to salvage as much parts as I can, because times are tough right now in this world. So I'm gonna be reusing the headlights, a whole bunch of other stuff. I just gotta order a whole bunch of parts, but at least we're fixing some of them. You know what I'm saying? So that being said, let's get it. All right, guys, today we got a whole bunch of parts for the crashed drift car. Shout out to FDF because they hooked me up with a discount for my broken suspension. They really, helped me out. So shout out to them. They gave me a discount, like I said. So what I'm gonna do today, I'm gonna take the new parts that they sent me, and I'm gonna try to bend back and shape the old suspension that got bent to the new suspension. I'm gonna match them up and use my my 10-ton press that's over there, and we're gonna see if we can get them back where they're supposed to be to have some extras. So with that being said, don't mind the hair, let's get it. All right, so I only bought, oh, they sent me one more of these, so I'm gonna hook them up, put them on my car, some stickers and a keychain. So I just got the lower arms naked without any of those points where it mounts. And I also got, there's the other arm, and I also got, where's the other piece? Yeah, it's lost somewhere in here. Let me take all this stuff out. All right, this piece here that was bent on one of the arms, the upper arms, this joint. So with that being said, let's open these up and start matching them up to see how bad they are. Let's get it. All right, guys, so I opened up the suspension. FDF told me that they didn't have this color in stock and that they were gonna send me green, but they surprised me. So shout out to them again for hooking me up in such a short period of time. And yeah, brand new arms. So we're going to, like I said, match them up with the other ones that I bent when I crashed, and we're gonna try to you know, get them right if we can. So let's get the other ones. All right, guys, so I took one of the arms all apart. I have all the pieces there, all the joints, and you can see the difference. It's right on top, and yep, it bent a lot. So I'm gonna try to bend it back, try to push down on this, see what it does. Let's get it. All right, guys, this is the technique I'm using, and it is flattening up. So let's keep going. All right, guys, so I almost got them where they're supposed to. Got my boy Jose over here with his tool, and we're gonna make them straight. So let's see what happens. Let's get it. So that failed on me. That machine didn't work. My buddy Jose couldn't help me, so I picked up another 20 ton for that press, because mine gave out last night. And you know, let's get it. Let's just get this done. We're almost there. All right, guys, we're back at home, and I opened up that bottle jack, they call it. Yeah, bottle jack. I took the old press bottle jack off of it because he gave up on me, started leaking on here. And this thing's done. So this thing has holes in it, and it has some bolts that go through it. But this one doesn't have the holes. So I'm gonna drill some holes, some new holes on here, and we're gonna use those. So stay tuned. This saved me about $120, because one of these new ones are these are $250, the presses, and this was only like $65. So can't beat that. So that's how you save money and live better. Let's get it. All right, guys, so I installed the bottle on here. Now we got the bottle on there. I just made 2 holes, and I used the previous hole in there, and then I made a new one here, so we're not going anywhere. And now we can install this on the press over here, and keep trying to bend those arms back. So let's get it. We're very close. We're almost there, guys. We're almost there. All right, guys, so got them back as much as I could just to save them because they didn't break. They just bent. It took me all day. Lots of pressing over here on the press, and yeah, gotta do what you gotta do to save some money. So what I'm gonna do, I'm actually gonna run those that broke, because I'm not risking these new ones. Hopefully we can align it and everything. We will see. So with that being said, tomorrow's another day. Let's get it. All right, guys, so we have those arms straightened up, and now we're gonna be working on the Z, Drift Car Z. And we're gonna be putting everything back together. Today we're gonna be replacing the power steering rack. Power steering rack got damaged, so when you turn the wheel all the way that way, it binds up. So I think that was my problem when I crashed, because I crashed this car a few times and never really paid attention to that. So the wheel locked on me and figured it out. So good thing we figured it out so it doesn't happen to us again. So with that being said, let's get it. Let's start replacing this power steering rack. All right, guys, so first we're gonna be removing this Allen bolt here on both sides and take this they're called inner tie rod ends, but they're adjustable for the Mantis kit for the FDF. So we're gonna take those out, and then we're gonna start. Already drained out the reservoir here, and we're gonna take these lines out as well and start draining them. That's why I have that bucket there. So let's get it. Okay, guys, so those tie rods are removed, and this is draining. What I did, I put the wheel all the way to the left so that it's all the way in there, and then I'm gonna lock this up right here with a tool that I have, and then on the new rack I'm gonna do the same thing so that when I put it back in, everything lines up where it was, so we don't fail. Sometimes you try to do it the straight way, like center the wheel and then take it out and this and that, but with the risk with that is sometimes you don't get it straight, and then you have to, I mean, we have to do an alignment regardless, but in this case we know 100% that it's going back in where it's supposed to, So with that being said, let's get it. Let's start taking this thing out. All right, guys, so that tool installed, wheels all the way this way, and we removed the shaft here off of it. This usually go bad, but this one's good still. So we removed that, and now we can actually remove the rack. There's 2 more bolts to hold it down, or 1 bolt, big bolt, 2 bolts, 4 bolts. So that being said, let me show you guys. Actually, let me, climb under there. Oh. So down here, 2 bolts here and 2 bolts here. Make sure you guys cut off any zip ties or anything that's holding it as well. And look at this thing. This one's straight, but if you go over here, this one, see how crooked it is? It's like that way. Insane. Let's get it, guys. All right, guys, and just like that, the rack is out, and we're gonna be swapping out this fitting here, and that's it for that. So we're gonna get the new one. It's actually one that I had from a previous Z that I used to have and parted it out. So I kept some parts like those arms. So we're gonna be installing it, and it's right over there, just chilling. So let's get it. Let's put it up over here in this table, and swap over everything. Let's get it. All right, guys, so here's the rack, the used rack. Now I'm gonna take out these arms because we're not gonna use those. If anybody needs some inner tie rod ends for their stock 350Z, let me know. These are brand new. I had them on the car for probably like a week. So yeah, now we're gonna be turning this, like I said. First, we're gonna remove the inner tie rod ends, remove these boots because we don't need them as well. And then we're gonna continue, guys. So, that being said, let's get it. All right, guys, I wanted to show you before I take the other side. There's a special tool to remove these inner tie rod ends. There's the old parts. So you get one of this this tool. It's a inner tie rod tool. You get it, and you get all these little pieces, and then you match the one that fits on there. So you can see that one matched, and then you use a ratchet on that end. In this case, I used one of these. Not recommended, but I did use it. So you guys can, comment on that. I don't really care. But now we're gonna remove this side. So let's get it. Okay, guys, now the rack is stripped down. And like I said, we're gonna turn it all the way to the left. So this can go all the way in there. And then we're gonna swap out these fittings and get it in the car. Let's get it. All right, guys, so we're locked in. I marked it just in case I move it when I'm installing it. I measured the length of the other one as well. Everything came out good. When you put these in, make sure you guys replace the little sealant O-rings that are in there, so it doesn't leak on you. With that being said, we're gonna install it now in the car. Let's get it. All right, guys, we got the rack back in, all the lines and that joint there are snugged and tightened. Now we're gonna be installing the kit that we didn't break on the crash, and we're gonna be installing that with some Loctite on the bolts where they go in there, and holding this down with a 21mm wrench, and then snugging it up. So with that being said, let's get it. All right, guys, so I installed these. I tightened these bolts to 65 foot-pounds because there's no post on their website, on FDF website. So I just went ahead and looked up the OEM spec for the inner tie rod, and that's what I got, 65 foot-pounds on both sides. And then I marked it. As you guys can see, I marked it, so if it comes loose, and we use some Loctite too. So with that being said, let's keep going. Let's install the upper control arms, and then we're gonna be installing the knuckles and all that. We have to still make this one, it cracked in half, so we have to press this ball joint out and replace it with this one, and then cut out the this piece here. Let's get it. All right, we got that ball joint out. Easy peasy. Now get rid of this piece, and then where's the other piece? Right there. So we're gonna take the upper control arm off of that, and then we're gonna take that ball joint out. Let's get it. All right, we got that piece on, or that lower ball joint. To get these in, it's really, I put a zip tie on here to squeeze it out, and then slide this in there and use this beautiful tool that makes life so much easier. So yeah, now we're going to swap out the wheel bearing out of the old one where it cracked. It's being held by 2 bolts now, and we're gonna put it in here and torque it down. Let's get it. All right, guys, so now I'm gonna be putting the control arms that I bent back right on here. We greased everything up, cleaned that up, had a little bit of rust, so we're gonna install these and see if they work and get it aligned later on this week. Trying to go to Evergreen this weekend, so hopefully this thing can be done by then. If not, we'll wait till September. But you know, gotta take our time, make sure everything's good. Let's get it. Yeah, they're having fun while I'm working. We're doing things to fix things, and that's how we do it. We don't buy new things, we just fix them. Just like in this, we got the arm on. It looks pretty good. I think it'll work. Just to keep ripping. And then this thing is all bent, so I took it out of that upper control arm, and I got the new piece here that they sent me, so you guys can see it's bent. Let's get it. Let's put this on and keep going. All right, guys, so we got one side almost done. Just got to install the brakes. Everything's looking good. I like how it's coming out. So everything's tight over here. Just gotta put the other side on and then put that, there's a bar, reinforcement bar at the bottom. Tighten all this up already. Put grease on every joint. So that if it rusts or anything, it'll be easier to come out. It won't rust because of the grease, but that's what I meant. So let's keep going. Let's keep getting this thing done. Let's get it. All right, guys, so now we're doing this side. We already installed the lower control arm. And now on this side, it's all put together. I still got to put the brakes on, like I mentioned earlier. I think this is gonna work because you can adjust these, and this can move this way more. So we will see how everything works. I don't like how this is looking down here though. This hose right here might rub, so I'm gonna have to find a way to maybe run it up above it. So with that being said, let's keep going. As you guys can see, the car is put back together for the suspension part. I aligned it as much as I could. Next, I'm going to be trying to move this car to the lift over here so that I can work on it easier, because I'm tired of working on it on the floor there. So with that being said, let's move this thing over here and finish it up. Let's get it. Stay tuned and find out. Let's get it. There you go, guys. The Z's on the lift. Now we're gonna start putting it together, making some power steering lines, and getting it done. So that being said, let's get it. Let's put this fender on. And this piece here that goes right here. This it's like a mount structure point for the headlight. Let's get it. All right, guys, today I'm gonna be running the power steering lines, power steering cooler. I got another power steering cooler, cheap on eBay. They work, it's just a cooler. And we're gonna mount it. I'm thinking of mounting it up here on this side this time, because the other time it was all the way over there on this side. So I'm looking of ways to put it on this side, so it doesn't interfere with the intercooler or anything like that. And I'm still gotta find out how I'm gonna mount the intercooler, because the old setup had this piece here. It had like a piece there, so this one doesn't, to hold on to the intercooler. But we're gonna make something and figure it out, because that's what we do in this channel. So with that being said, let's get it. Let's set up all these piping and hoses. All right, guys, so we decided to install the intercooler first, and Amazon just came through with the elbows that I need for the intercooler. So that's what we're doing next. I decided to do that because I want to see where I want to place the oil cooler. Like I said before, it was on this side. But we might switch it up a little bit to make it, simpler. So with that being said, let's keep going. Let's install this intercooler. Let's get it. All right, guys, we have the intercooler installed. And it's sturdy. So we used the old bracket that when we crashed, and we just bent it back, and we used some other points. I was wrong. There wasn't any here, but there were here, the mounting points. So I just bent it and made it work so that we can have an intercooler. And we now have an intercooler. So with that being said, we're gonna see where we're gonna place this thing here, the oil power steering cooler. And I was maybe thinking, I think we will definitely have to put it on this side, right there somewhere, or maybe on this side. We'll figure it out though. Let's get it. All right, guys, so I installed this rivet nuts on here, and I'm gonna put it right there. Just gotta secure it right behind the intercooler. We still get some airflow. I think it'll definitely cool it off. And we made our own little bracket. Let's get it. All right, guys, so I'm up to this point. I put the radiator in. I put some spacers in between here because the fans were getting too close. They're still close, but we are clearing the belt right there, so we're in good shape. The only reason that we did that, like I said, is to clear the hood or the fans. And if you guys look at my old video, I had to pretty much fabricate this piece here. I cut this hole out on the other, and then I made these holes a little bigger because these aftermarket radiators don't fit right. That's why they're cheap on eBay, but they work, so I'd rather get that done. Now I'm having the issue where my latch doesn't work. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put some hood pins and send it. So that being said, let's keep going. We still gotta make the lines. So I'm gonna cut this line probably right here where it's not kinked or hurt, and then we're gonna run it. We saved money on that as well because we had the cooler up here now, so that's gonna save us a couple dollars. Like I said, we're saving as much as we can because this is a drift car and we might crash it again. Hope not, but that's just the name of the game. So with that being said, let's finish this up. Let's put the headlights on and mount everything up. Let's get it. All right, guys, so made the line. I zip tied that together. I put an extra piece here just in case it rubs on here as well. And down here. Just in case it rubs or something. Rubs on that piece and not on the actual hose. So yeah, next I'm gonna be installing and tightening everything up. The intercooler and the headlights and all that stuff. I mentioned that before, but I have to mention that again just so you guys can remember. Let's get it. All right, guys, so we're all put back together. No leaks. I tested everything. Nice little spider there. Yeah, everything's hooked up now. I filled up the cooling system as well. I still got to put the air filter on, which is right there. And then after that, I'm gonna align it, and then she should be ready to go. Oh, I still have to put the hood pins on, but that's tomorrow. today's late, really late, dark out. So with that being said, let's get it. Let's go to sleep and wake up tomorrow and get this done. Sheesh. First test drive went well. Car rips. I took off the front sway bar link, and the car has better handling for some reason. Can anybody explain that? I heard about it before, so I had to test it. This thing runs amazing. Let's get it. Let's go rip now. All right, guys. Now that the drift car is fixed, now my trailer broke. Let me show you guys. So you can see right there, the leaf spring broke on it. Gotta replace it. So we're gonna start. I lifted it up already. Gotta put a jack on the other side, or a jack stand, and start removing the wheels and see what's going on. Maybe get a whole new leaf spring setup. Get this thing working. Let's get it.